you just know how to go crazy. And I don't know, you act really stupid and like simple, and then but you're so, when you want to be, you're so smart.
That's my trick.
This is like everyone cries.
Eric's Trip. Well, they may be the strangest band to have ever been on Sub Pop. Okay, no, maybe not, but as like, there's other bands that I really appreciate that I was always like, I had no idea that these guys were on Sub Pop, like Velocity Girl, for instance. It's another great band that I always felt was like an oddball for the Sub Pop roster, but whatever, it all works. There never really was a solid sound set for the label in the first place, although I guess it kind of seemed that way after a while, meaning, yeah, there was a variety of bands.
Secret that you share with someone else. You say that it was nothing, not something.
Yet with Eric's Trip, I must admit their sound is just so unique, especially for the time, and with Sub Pop not having any talent from the Great White North just yet. Well, it must have just been the right time for band and label to unite.
Hold it out, if you hold it out, inside. If I could, I'd be there in the blink of an eye. Always fill my eyes.
And when I say I find the group unique for the label, it's definitely due to their overall, vibes. Rather than angsty grunge or a mature take on punk, with Eric's Trip we get a more lo-fi kind of folksy sound from the group, especially with the dual vocals from Rick White and Julie Doran. The tracks prominently featuring both of them on vocals, for instance, those are my favorites.
Turn on the stove in the little tiny room that our friend calls home. My head fills with heat from the knife in your hand tonight.
Eric's Trip was never really a band I actively listened to, though. Like, when I got into them, the internet barely existed. I first heard of the group, actually, from Devin Sawa's t-shirt in the standout Chris Penn thriller, The Boys Club. An underrated movie for both of those guys, to be honest. I reviewed it years ago, check it out. But, here Devin Sawa is your typical 90s heartthrob little son-of-a-bitch troublemaker kid who sports band shirts throughout the film. One of them being, ding ding ding, Eric's Trip. And the group did designate the track Universe for the film soundtrack, even though the movie was released the year they broke up. So with them on my radar as a kid, I started to see them on random music channels from time to time, and when Napster came around, I definitely had a few tracks on my compromised computer, but I did not know how well respected the band was, or is. And they really did make their mark. I mean, they did have a kind of classic dynamic going for them as well with the romantic entanglement of Rick and Julie. Julie actually joined the group at Rick's urging, and a lot of the tracks from Love Terra, their debut, reflect this. Much like how their second album, Forever Again, kind of chronicles their relationship ending, and it all sounds like it.
Off again to somewhere new. Close the door.
With Julie having songs like About You, where she, kind of talks about how hard it is to tell her family about the breakup, and stuff from Rick like Girlfriend. Also, it's rumored that a lot of the album also dealt with Rick's growing drug use. So seems a little obvious as well. But sadly, I really feel that all of this just made Eric's Trip so much more interesting. A band like this, kind of having varying sounds between albums, yet staying very much Eric's Trip, that could not have been an easy thing to do. Their third album, Purple Blue, a surprising album from Eric's Trip, it largely leaves behind the lo-fi aesthetic for a more sonically precise yet aggressive soundscape. For the first time, sounding like Eric's Trip, we're leaning into a more commercially viable sound, if you will. Not that any of that's a negative. I mean, there's some great heavy, drivey tunes here, and some shoegaze leanings that really stand out.
I'm sick of my mouth too. I don't want to hear yours, so don't listen to mine.
And yeah, some straight up Eric's Trip classic vibes, a style that really translates with clear recordings, I gotta say. I hate to keep using the word interesting to describe Eric's Trip, but yeah, that's what every album from them truly is. I mean, though they only had 3, but if I had to describe their sound with other bands, I'd say they sound kind of like if you mix the best parts of the Presidents of the United States of America with a little Lemonheads, maybe a little Bob Dylan, and some Space Needle, why not? My favorite track from the group, though, out of all of them, has to be My Chest is Empty. That's a really good one.
I wish you'd stay. I'd like you to be here every day.
Now, it would be an understatement of sorts to label the group a sub-pop band. I mean, all 3 of their albums were released there, but they have plenty of output from other labels and whatnot. But as it happens, from time to time, they really kind of found their sounds when the group broke up and went solo. Both Rick and Julie, they put out some amazing stuff. And in Rick's case, I mean, he was producing for some pretty well-known names. And they would still work with each other throughout. Like the band members, like their drummer appeared on some of Julie's stuff, for instance. But the group themselves, they did disband in 1996. And again, as it happens, from time to time, these guys actually reunited in the 2000s for some big shows, including Sub Pop's 20th anniversary concert. So let me know down below, do you guys, anyone out there remember Eric's Trip? Any other Sub Pop bands out there you think were a little odd? I'm kind of thinking of just going down the list of, obscure Sub Pop bands and just kind of giving them a little love, a little video like this, shedding some light, because there's just so many. So let me know what's up down below with a comment after you like this video and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Staunch gang, go listen to Eric's Trip.